Have you ever glanced in the mirror or realized during a private moment that things just don't seem as strong as they used to be? Maybe you have seen a little bit of shrinkage, or perhaps the responsiveness just isn't what it was 10 or 20 years ago. What if I shared with you that one of the most effective tools for getting back that fullness and blood flow isn't a blue pill or some costly, questionable supplement from a gas station? It is actually sitting right now in your kitchen pantry, probably right next to the flour. I am talking about sodium bicarbonate, which is just ordinary baking soda. Now, I know exactly what you are thinking. Doctor, how is something I use to bake cookies going to help my performance? Please stay with me because today I am going to show you 5 specific ways to use bicarbonate to improve your blood vessel health and see what happens to your size when your blood flow is actually unrestricted. If you have felt like you are losing your edge, or if you have noticed your energy dipping as you have hit 60 or 70, you are definitely not alone. But you aren't broken. You might just have rusty pipes. Before we dive into the science of how this works, do me a favor, leave a comment below and let me know where you are watching from. I love seeing our global community of men taking charge of their health. And if you are ready to improve your vitality, hit that like button right now. It helps us get this shame-free medical information to more men who need it. I am Dr. Sophia. I am a board-certified urologist with over 12 years of clinical experience. My whole career has been focused on helping men, specifically men over 50, 60, and 70, improve their prostate health, sexual wellness, and overall energy. This content is reviewed by Dr. Narita to make sure everything we discuss is clinically sound. There is a huge myth out there that once you hit 65, your equipment just naturally shrivels up and stops working. That is simply not true. A lot of what men see as permanent loss of size is actually blood vessel restriction. Think of it like this. If your arteries are the garden hoses of your body, years of inflammation and acidity act like a kink in that hose. When the water pressure drops, the hose looks smaller and feels weaker. What it really means is that your body's plumbing needs a tune-up, not a replacement. You are not broken. You are navigating a biological shift that we can manage. My mission isn't to replace your prescribed medications, but to help you improve your internal environment so those medications and your body work the way they were designed to. All right, let's get into the mechanics of how this common household item can transform your blood vessel health. Remember, we are looking at this through the lens of improvement. We want to clear the path for your blood to do its job. Let's begin with the 5th method, which is the osmotic soak to boost local circulation. Think of your skin as a layer that allows things to pass through. When you use bicarbonate in a localized soak, you are utilizing soaking pressure. Over time, tissues can become congested with body waste and localized acidity, which leads to minor swelling or poor elasticity. By soaking in an alkaline solution, you help balance the pH of the local tissue. Research indicates that improved skin and tissue elasticity is directly tied to the health of the tiny blood vessels underneath. When the surrounding tissue is less tight or inflamed, the vessels beneath can expand more freely. It is like taking a tight rubber band off a sponge. Once the restriction is gone, the sponge can finally hold its full capacity of water. When men notice that the tissue looks healthier and feels more responsive, a huge mental weight is lifted. This is where that first spark of confidence comes back. You stop viewing that part of your body as a problem area and start seeing it as a functional, healthy part of your vitality. To do this, dissolve 2 tablespoons of high-quality aluminum-free baking soda into a small basin of warm, not hot, water. Soak for 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week. As a precaution, if you have broken skin or an active infection, skip this step. Always rinse with fresh water afterward to prevent skin dryness. Moving on to number 4, we look at alkalizing the plumbing to fight body acidity. As we get older, our kidneys become less efficient at processing acid. This leads to a state called low-grade metabolic acidosis. Why does this matter for your size? Because acidic blood squeezes your vessels, it makes your garden hose arteries tighten up. Studies show that bicarbonate acts as a buffering agent by slightly shifting your body's pH toward a more alkaline state. You signal your smooth muscle tissues, the ones responsible for opening blood vessels, to relax. When those muscles relax, the pipes open up, allowing for maximum volume. There is a specific kind of anxiety that comes with performance lag. You might feel like your body is fighting against you. By addressing the internal chemistry, you start to feel fluid again. It is the difference between driving a car with the parking brake on versus letting it glide. The dosage is 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in 8 ounces of water. Take this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Note that it has a salty, slightly flat taste. You can add a squeeze of fresh lemon to neutralize the taste and add a vitamin C boost. A warning, if you have high blood pressure or are on a low sodium diet, consult your doctor first, as baking soda is high in sodium. Number 3 is all about the nitric oxide catalyst, acting as a force multiplier. Many of you might already be taking L-arginine, L-citrulline, or even prescribed medication. These all work by increasing nitric oxide, or no. However, nitric oxide is highly sensitive to its environment. In an acidic environment with high stress on the cells, no breaks down almost instantly. It is like trying to light a match in a windstorm. Bicarbonate creates a shield for your nitric oxide. By reducing the stress in the blood, it allows the NO to stay active longer, meaning your vessels stay open for a longer duration. This is the consistency phase. When your supplements or medications actually start working better, you stop feeling like you are wasting money. You feel like you finally found the missing piece of the puzzle. The strategy is to take your 1/4 teaspoon bicarbonate drink about 30 minutes before your nitric oxide boosting foods like beets or supplements. Remember, consistency is key. You aren't looking for a one-off explosion. You are looking to maintain a steady state of vascular readiness. Coming in at number 2 is reducing inflammation, which is the expansion secret. Inflammaging is a real clinical term. It refers to the chronic low-level inflammation that plagues men over 60. This inflammation causes fibrosis, which is the buildup of stiff, non-elastic tissue. If the tissue in your private areas becomes scarred, it physically cannot expand no matter how much blood flow you have. It is like trying to blow up a balloon made of thick cardboard instead of latex. Bicarbonate is a known whole-body anti-inflammatory. By lowering the inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, you help maintain the latex-like elasticity of your tissues, ensuring they can reach their maximum physical size when called upon. This is about dignity, realizing that you can maintain the texture and health of your body well into you. Our 70 seconds and 80 seconds is incredibly empowering. It reminds you that aging is a process you can influence, not a sentence you have to endure. For the protocol, focus on the bicarbonate window. Use the drink protocol of 1/4 teaspoon for 5 days on, then 2 days off. This pulsing prevents your body from becoming too reliant on the external buffer. And finally, the number 1 method is what I call the golden mixture, the ultimate morning tonic. The best way to use this is the combination of bicarbonate plus potassium plus citrate from lemon. When these 3 meet, they create a powerhouse for blood vessel fullness. The potassium balances the sodium in the bicarbonate, preventing water retention, while the citrate further alkalizes the urine and blood. This trio works like a system flush. It clears out the body's internal noise on the radio, allowing the signals from your brain to reach your blood vessels without interference. When you start your day with this ritual, you are making a subconscious contract with yourself. You are saying, "My vitality matters." That shift in mindset often leads to better choices in diet and exercise, creating a positive cycle of health. The recipe is 8 ounces of filtered water, plus 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, plus the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. Drink this 20 minutes